So as you know, recently we've been asking ourselves, how have we been fed by grace? So, how have I, my name's Erik, by the way, how have I been fed by grace? In order to answer that question, I have to read for you a short story, and I promise it will be short. It's called The Donkey at the Gates of the Kingdom of Heaven. It's by David Rutschman. Once, because all good stories start that way, once a donkey ascended to the shining gates of the kingdom of heaven. The gates were open. The donkey heard music more beautiful than anything that he could even imagine. Every note was like a star going supernova. It was like a pack of wolves running down an elk over snow. I don't know why this always breaks me up, but the song poured itself into the world, and the donkey stood transfixed. And without thinking, he just opened his mouth and went, "Ah!" And instantly the music stopped. And there was total silence because his bray had been off key. It had been awful. It was the sound of a donkey. And slowly the gates of the kingdom of heaven began to shut. And the donkey didn't know what to do. He didn't know whether he should run in or whether he should run away. The light was blinding. And so he took one step forward and he was trembling, and then he took another one and he couldn't see anything. And then he decided that he would just bray again. Ee-haw, ee-haw. It would not be beautiful. He knew that. And he was right. It wasn't. It was that same old donkey bray. And so he did it again. And again and again, and he couldn't tell now whether the doors were open or closed, or even where the gates were, or where he was. And he shut his eyes and he thought about the entirety of his life. And all he could remember was eating hay and carrying firewood. And so he brayed again. He did. He let it rip. Ee-haw, ee-haw. He kept his eyes closed and he staggered forward, just belting it out. Carrier of firewood, eater of hay. He took his whole life's only song and he employed it, step after step, into the brightness, into the terrible, dazzling light. You see, I am a donkey. I don't bring much to the world, I feel like, most of the time. Maybe you feel like this too. Here's how I've been fed by grace. In this upside-down ship that we're all in, on a Sunday morning, we've somehow created a place for donkeys, people that just carry wood day in and day out. They don't do much. They don't really contribute that much to the world. And their sound when they make it isn't beautiful. What Leslie does, what Michael does, what John did, what Matt does, and Denise and Will and Chris, all the people that are up there on Sundays, whether they're running the screens or singing, what they're doing is they're creating a space for donkeys like me. And I love you guys for that, for making a space where we can sing from our guts, because we need it, honestly. And that's what grace means for me more broadly, even if you don't sing, or if you sing better than me but aren't up there. This is a place where you can sing from the guts, whether it's at a protest. I remember in 2020 when we were there at the Black Lives Matter protest, and a lot of you were there, and we were screaming our guts out for justice. Whether it's Pride Fest, showing up in a place that, frankly, in small town South, is a dangerous place to be at any given time. We know that, but we go anyway. Whether it's during Martin Luther King Jr. Day when we march from down up Matthews Elementary School. No, that's not where it is, but you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, we've created a place where we can bray and make a joyful noise unto the Lord.